My parents handed my brother $320,000. 3 separate businesses. All failures. Me? I got nothing. Not a dime. Not a loan. Not even a good luck. So I built my own business from scratch, 3 jobs, ramen dinners, 0 help. I bought a house at 21. And you know what my parents did? They sued me. For $250,000. Because apparently, my success was theft. And my brother's failures? Those were somehow my fault. This is that story. If you're interested in this gist, hit the like button, subscribe, and type interested in the comments. And I will give you a heart. I was standing on my front porch, bag of drywall anchors in hand, when the process server caught me. Just a regular Tuesday afternoon. I'd been fixing up the guest bedroom, another project on the endless list of things that come with owning your first house. The house was mine. Actually mine. Bought it 6 months ago at 21 years old with money I'd saved since I was 14. My name on the deed. My sweat in every wall. My future in every brick. The process server walked up like he was delivering pizza. Ryan Mitchell? Yeah, that's me. I set the bag down. He handed me an envelope, thick, official, the kind of weight that tells you your life's about to change. You've been served. Then he just walked away. Like he hadn't just dropped a bomb on my entire existence. I stood there holding this envelope, feeling the legal weight of it in my hands, and I knew. I knew before I even opened it that something was catastrophically wrong. I opened it slowly, like maybe if I went slow enough, the contents would change. Patricia and Donald Mitchell versus Ryan Mitchell. My parents were suing me. Not some stranger. Not a business partner. My own parents. The people who were supposed to protect me, support me, love me unconditionally, they were taking me to court. I read the first page. Then the second. Then I went back and read them again because surely I was misunderstanding something. The legal jargon was thick, but the message was crystal clear. Claim, tortious interference with prospective economic advantage. Additional claims, unjust enrichment, fraud, breach of familial duty. Let me translate that for you. They were suing me for being successful while my older brother Tyler wasn't. That's it. That's the crime. I succeeded. He failed. And somehow, in their twisted logic, that made me the villain. The allegations were absolutely insane. I'm reading words like defendant Ryan Mitchell deliberately manipulated family dynamics to secure unfair advantages. Like I was some criminal mastermind at 14 years old, plotting my brother's downfall while mowing lawns for $15 an hour. Defendant withheld crucial business advice and mentorship from his brother Tyler Mitchell, directly causing Tyler's business ventures to fail. I'm sorry, what? I'm supposed to be responsible for teaching my older brother how to run a business? The same brother who told me I was thinking too small when I offered to help him with basic business planning? Defendant used family name and reputation to build business while sabotaging his brother's identical efforts. Family name and reputation. We're middle class. My dad's a middle manager. My mom works in HR. What reputation? What connections? We're not the Kennedys. We're not the Rockefellers. We're regular people with a mortgage and a minivan. And here's the kicker, the final claim that made my blood run cold. Defendant received undisclosed financial support from extended family members which he has fraudulently claimed to have earned independently. They were accusing me of lying. Of secretly getting money and pretending I'd earned it. When the truth, the documented, provable, bank statement verified truth, was that I'd earned every single penny myself. They were demanding $250,000 in damages. Plus, and this is where it gets really twisted, they wanted my house transferred to Tyler as restitution for opportunities stolen. My house. The one I'd bought with my own money. The one I'd spent 4 months renovating myself, watching YouTube tutorials at 2 in the morning, learning how to do drywall and plumbing and electrical work because I couldn't afford to hire anyone. They wanted to take it from me and give it to my brother. Because he deserved it more. Because he was older. Because he'd failed and I hadn't. I sat down on the porch steps. Read the whole thing again. My phone started ringing before I even finished. Mom. Of course. I answered. What the hell is this? Don't you dare use that language with me. Her voice was sharp, offended, like I was the one who'd crossed a line. You're suing me. You left us no choice. You've been selfish and cruel to your brother. Selfish. She called me selfish. Me. The kid who worked 3 jobs through college while they paid for Tyler's private university education. The kid who biked everywhere until 18 because they'd bought Tyler a $35,000 Mustang for his 16th birthday. The kid who got a text message congratulations for getting a full academic scholarship while Tyler got a catered party for getting into an expensive school he'd barely qualified for. Selfish. Dad's voice in the background, demanding the phone. Let me talk to him. The phone switched hands. Ryan, this is happening. You can either settle reasonably, or we'll see you in court. Settle for what? I didn't do anything. What did I do? Tell me what I actually did wrong. You know exactly what you did. You built your little business using our family connections. Little business. Family connections. 2 phrases designed to minimize everything I'd accomplished and pretend I'd cheated somehow. What connections? We're middle class. There are no connections. I built everything myself. You sabotaged your brother. Every time he tried to start something, you were there undermining him. This was the narrative they'd constructed. This was the story they'd told themselves to make sense of why their golden child had failed while their afterthought son had succeeded. I had to have sabotaged Tyler. Because the alternative, that Tyler had failed on his own merit, or lack thereof, was too painful to accept. I offered to help him. I offered to teach him basic business planning. He told me I was thinking too small. Mom grabbed the phone back, her voice rising with emotion. You stole his future, Ryan. That house should be his. That business should be his. You knew he was the entrepreneur in the family. He's the entrepreneur who's failed 3 businesses. You gave him $100,000, and he lost it all. Because you sabotaged him. How? I was in college, building my own thing. I didn't even live in the same city. How did I sabotage him? Tyler's voice in the background, whiny and loud, exactly like when he was a kid throwing a tantrum because I got a toy he wanted. That's my house. I should be living there. He stole my life. I closed my eyes, trying to find calm, trying to find reason in this insanity. Tyler, you're 25 years old. You live in Mom and Dad's basement. I didn't steal anything. I built something. From nothing. With our family's help, Tyler shouted, his voice getting closer like he'd grabbed the phone. Grandpa gave you money. Admit it. Grandpa's been dead for 6 years. And he left us both the same amount in his will. $2,000 each. I have the paperwork. Liar. You got more. You must have. I stood up, done with this conversation, done with defending myself. Against accusations that made no logical sense. I'm done with this. Mom's voice again, cold and final, you'll be hearing from our lawyer. We're taking you to court, and we're going to win. You owe your brother. You owe this family. I don't owe you anything. I worked for everything I have. You gave me nothing. That's the point, Dad said, his voice bitter. You didn't need anything. You were always self-sufficient. Tyler needed support. So you're punishing me for not being a failure. For not needing to be bailed out every 6 months. For actually making something of myself. We're correcting an injustice. The line went dead. They hung up. I sat there on my porch, holding my phone, staring at my house that I'd earned, and I felt something shift inside me. This wasn't just a lawsuit. This was a declaration of war. This was my parents officially choosing Tyler over me, not just emotionally or financially, but legally. They were willing to destroy me in court to prop up his failures. And in that moment, sitting on those steps, I made a decision. If they wanted war, they were going to get it. But they had no idea who they were fighting. Because the kid who'd taken nothing and built something? That kid had grown into a man who knew exactly how to fight back. And I wasn't going to lose. I called my best friend Marcus immediately after they hung up. I needed to hear a sane voice. Someone who knew the truth. Someone who'd watched me build everything from scratch. He answered on the second ring. Yo, what's up? My parents are suing me for $250,000. Silence. Complete silence. Then, what? Repeat that. Slowly. My parents filed a lawsuit against me. They're claiming I sabotaged Tyler's businesses, that I stole his opportunities, that I used family connections to succeed, and that I owe them $250,000 plus my house. Dude, that's insane. That's actually insane. Can they even do that? Is that legal? Apparently they can file. Whether they can win is a different question. But yeah, it's real. I've got the paperwork in my hands right now. This is about Tyler, right? Golden child Tyler who's failed at literally everything he's ever touched? Yeah. They gave him $320,000 over the years. 3 different business ventures. All failures. And somehow, according to them, it's my fault. I sabotaged him. Me. The kid they never gave a dime to. Marcus laughed, but it was bitter, angry. Family connections? Your dad's a middle manager, and your mom works in HR. What connections? You didn't get a job at Goldman Sachs through nepotism. You sold phone cases on the internet. Exactly. But in their minds, I must have had some advantage. Because the alternative is accepting that I worked harder, planned better, and succeeded while their favorite failed. And they can't accept that. What are you going to do? Fight it. I'm not giving them a dime. I'm not giving up my house. I'm going to fight this with everything I have. Good. They're out of their minds, man. I watched you work 3 jobs through college. I watched you eat ramen for months to save money. I watched you renovate that house yourself, bleeding knuckles and all. They're delusional if they think any judge is going to side with them. I hope you're right. After we hung up, I sat on my porch until the sun started setting, thinking about everything that led to this moment. And I realized something. This lawsuit wasn't sudden. This was 21 years in the making. This was the inevitable conclusion of a lifetime of watching them treat Tyler and me like we were from 2 different families. Let me paint you a picture of what family support looked like in my house growing up. I was 14 when I started working. Not because I wanted to. Because I asked my parents for $20 for a robotics club fee, and my dad said, "Money doesn't grow on trees, son. You want it? Earn it." Fair enough, right? Teach the kid about work ethic. Except that same week, Tyler got $500 for some entrepreneurship camp. $500. Just handed to him. No questions asked. No work required. Because Tyler was going to be an entrepreneur. Tyler had vision. Tyler was special. I started mowing lawns that Saturday. $15 a lawn, busting my back in the summer heat while Tyler played video games in the air-conditioned house. By the end of that summer, I'd saved $800. I was so proud of myself. $800 at 14 years old. You know what Tyler did with his $500? Spent it on video games and Chipotle. All of it. Gone in 2 weeks. When I turned 16, I got a used bike from Craigslist for $80. My parents gave it to me for my birthday. Wrapped it up, handed it over, and I was grateful. At least they'd thought of me. At least they'd gotten me something. 2 months later, Tyler turned 16. They bought him a brand new Ford Mustang. $35,000. Factory fresh. That new car smell. The works. I remember asking my dad why the difference was so big. Why Tyler got a car worth more than half a year of his salary, and I got an $80 used bike. You know what he said? Tyler needs reliable transportation for internship opportunities. Internship opportunities. Tyler never had an internship. Not one. He drove that Mustang to parties. He drove it to his girlfriend's house. He drove it into a ditch junior year because he was going 90 in a 45 zone showing off. And you know what my parents did? They bought him another car. A newer one. Because Tyler learned his lesson. Tyler promised to be more responsible. Tyler needed support during this difficult time. Meanwhile, I biked everywhere until I was 18 and bought my own car. A 15-year-old Honda Civic for $3,000 that I'd saved from tutoring and computer repair gigs. It had 170,000 miles on it. The AC didn't work. The radio was broken. But it was mine. I'd earned it. And nobody could take it from me. College was where the inequality became absolutely grotesque. Tyler got into Cornell. $75,000 a year. Private business school. The best, my mom called it, beaming with pride. They threw him a party. Catered. 100 people. They spent $3,000 celebrating the fact that Tyler got into an expensive school he'd barely qualified for. His GPA was a 3.1. His SAT scores were mediocre. But he was going to Cornell, and that made him special. I got a full academic scholarship to State University. For years, full ride, everything covered. Tuition, books, housing. Everything. Because I'd graduated valedictorian with a 4.0 GPA and near-perfect SAT scores. I told them at dinner one night, excited, proud, ready for them to celebrate with me. My dad looked up from his plate. That's good. You've always been self-sufficient. That was it. No hug. No congratulations. No pride in his voice. Just acknowledgement that I'd done what I was supposed to do. My mom texted me the next day. Congrats, sweetie. With a smiley face emoji. That was my celebration. A text message. Tyler got a graduation party when he finished high school. Another big event. Gifts, money, speeches about his bright future, about how proud they were, about how he was going to change the world. I graduated valedictorian. I gave the graduation speech. I got a card with $50 in it. And you know what's funny? I wasn't even mad anymore at that point. I'd accepted it. This was just how things were. Tyler was the golden child. I was the self-sufficient one. Tyler got support. I got expectations. College was 4 years of absolute grinding. I worked 3 part-time jobs. Campus IT support, private tutoring, freelance web design. My scholarship covered tuition, but I needed money for rent, food, books, and basic survival. I worked 30 hours a week on top of a full-time class load. I'd be in class from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., then work from 4 p.m. to midnight, then do homework until 2 a.m., then sleep for 5 hours and do it all again. Every single day. For 4 years. I graduated with a 3.8 GPA, $15,000 in savings, and zero debt. Zero. Tyler graduated from Cornell with a 2.4 GPA and $200,000 in student loans my parents had co-signed. $200,000. And when Tyler moved back home with no job offers, no prospects, no plan, my mom explained it away. The job market is tough for new grads right now. Meanwhile, I was already working. Already building. Already planning my future. At 20, I started my business. E-commerce. Tech accessories. Phone cases, charging cables, laptop stands. Nothing revolutionary. Nothing groundbreaking. Just good products at fair prices with reliable shipping. I spent 6 months researching suppliers, studying the market, learning logistics, understanding customer psychology. I started with $2,000 of my own money. My own money that I'd saved from working 3 jobs through college. First year? $45,000 in revenue, $12,000 in profit after expenses. I reinvested every penny. Worked 18-hour days. Day job plus business at night. Slept 4 hours. Ate ramen. Lived in a tiny apartment with 2 roommates. Sacrificed everything for the future I was building. Tyler was 24 then. He was on his second failed business venture. The first was a food truck. My parents gave him $45,000 to start it. $45,000. Just handed him a check. Tyler bought a fancy custom truck with an expensive logo, gourmet equipment, everything top of the line because Tyler had standards. Tyler had vision. Tyler was building a brand. He never researched permits. Never looked into health codes. Never studied the competition or scouted locations. He picked a terrible spot, charged too much, and failed in 3 months. The truck got repossessed. My mom's explanation? The city regulations killed his dream. It's not his fault the system is rigged against small businesses. Nobody asked why 17 other food trucks were operating successfully in the same area with the same regulations. Then came crypto trading. My parents gave Tyler $30,000. $30,000. He watched YouTube gurus and thought he was going to get rich quick. Bought high when everyone was hyping coins. Panic sold low when the market dipped. Lost everything in 6 weeks. The market is rigged, my dad said. The big players manipulate everything. Tyler never had a chance. Nobody asked why some people make money in crypto and Tyler didn't. Nobody asked if maybe, just maybe, watching YouTube videos wasn't the same as understanding market dynamics and risk management. Then came the consulting firm. $25,000 from my parents. Tyler rented a downtown office for $3,000 a month. Spent $8,000 on branding, logo, website, business cards, the works. Had 0 clients. 0 expertise. 0 business plan. He called himself a disruptive business strategist. I looked up his website once. It was full of buzzwords and inspirational quotes and absolutely no substance. No services listed. No pricing. No case studies. Just Tyler's headshot and vague promises about revolutionizing your business paradigm. The firm closed in 4 months when the money ran out. My mom's explanation? Corporate America is intimidated by innovators. They're afraid of people who challenge the status quo. Meanwhile, I turned 21. My business hit $180,000 in annual revenue. $65,000 in profit. I quit my day job to focus full-time. I found a fixer-upper house for $140,000. Put down 20%, $28,000 I'd saved myself. Spent 4 months renovating it myself. YouTube tutorials, sweat equity, 12-hour days of drywall, painting, plumbing, electrical work. Bleeding knuckles and aching back and the satisfaction of building something with my own hands. Moved in 3 weeks before getting served. My parents came to see it once. My dad looked around, hands in his pockets, and said, "Must be nice to get lucky with timing." Lucky. That was his explanation. Not hard work. Not sacrifice. Not planning and discipline and relentless execution. Just luck. And now they were suing me, claiming I'd stolen Tyler's future. That house should be his. That business should be his. That success should be his. Because he was born first. Because they'd invested in him. Because in their twisted logic, my success was theft. I sat on my porch as the sun disappeared, and I made a decision. I wasn't just going to fight this lawsuit. I was going to destroy it. And I was going to make sure they regretted ever filing it. That night, I opened my laptop and started searching for lawyers. Not just any lawyers. I needed someone who specialized in destroying frivolous lawsuits. Someone who wouldn't just win, someone who'd make my parents regret ever stepping foot in a courtroom. I found a firm called Blackwell & Associates. Their reviews were brutal in the best possible way. Destroyed my ex's baseless lawsuit and made them pay my legal fees. They don't just win, they make the other side regret filing. Aggressive, thorough, and absolutely ruthless when they need to be. Perfect. I called and left a message at 9 p.m., not expecting anyone to pick up. My name is Ryan Mitchell. My parents are suing me for $250,000 because I'm more successful than my brother. I want to fight this, and I want them to regret it. Call me back. Next morning, 8 a.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. Ryan Mitchell? This is David Blackwell. Got your message. Tell me everything. I did. I told him about the golden child dynamic. About the $320,000 they'd given Tyler over the years. About the $0 they'd given me. About Tyler's 3 failed businesses. About my successful business I'd built from nothing. About the lawsuit claiming I'd somehow sabotaged Tyler and stolen his opportunities. About them demanding my house as restitution. Blackwell listened without interrupting. When I finished, there was a pause. Then he said, "This is one of the most frivolous lawsuits I've seen in 20 years of practice." So they can't win? Absolutely not. Their claims have no legal merit whatsoever. But Ryan, let me ask you something important. Do you want to just win, or do you want to make a statement? What kind of statement? Countersue. Abuse of process. Malicious prosecution. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Make them pay your legal fees. Make this so expensive and painful they never try this garbage with anyone again. Make an example out of them. I thought about it for exactly 3 seconds. Every year of being treated like I mattered less. Every accomplishment they'd ignored. Every time they'd celebrated Tyler's mediocrity while dismissing my excellence. Every penny they'd given him while telling me to earn it myself. Let's make an example out of them. Good. I'll need documentation. Tax returns, bank statements, work records, anything proving you built everything yourself. I have 7 years of tax returns. W-2s from every job I've ever had. Business formation documents. Bank statements showing every deposit. Everything. Perfect. Send it all over. They're claiming fraud, that you secretly received help. We're going to prove they defrauded the court by filing this nonsense. How long until trial? 6 months, probably. Discovery will be very interesting. We'll depose them under oath. Make them explain exactly how you stole opportunities you never asked for. I smiled. First time since getting served. When do we start? We already did. I'm filing our response tomorrow. And Ryan? One more thing. Yeah? They think you're still the kid who wouldn't fight back. The one who took their neglect quietly. Show them who you became. After the call, I spent the entire day building my case. I pulled every text message where they'd praised Tyler's vision despite his failures. Every Facebook post celebrating his ventures. Every family dinner where they'd ignored my accomplishments while fawning over his latest scheme. I pulled bank statements proving I'd never received a dime from them. Not for college. Not for my business. Not for anything. I created a timeline. A detailed, documented, 47-page timeline of every inequality, every double standard, every dollar that proved their lawsuit was garbage. Tyler received $45,000 for food truck, $30,000 for crypto, $25,000 for consulting firm, $200,000 in co-signed student loans. Total parental investment, $300,000. Ryan received $0. Tyler's current status, $180,000 in debt, living in parents' basement, 3 failed businesses, no job, no prospects. Ryan's current status, $95,000 net worth, business owner, homeowner, 0 debt, successful by every measurable metric. I sent it to Blackwell with the subject line, Evidence, How to Destroy Your Parents' Lawsuit. Then I went to bed and slept better than I had in weeks. Because for the first time in my life, I wasn't taking their abuse quietly. They wanted war? They were about to learn what I was capable of when I stopped playing nice. 2 weeks after hiring Blackwell, the countersuit hit. I was at my desk fulfilling orders when my phone rang. Blackwell. They got served an hour ago. Your mother called my office screaming. What did she say? That you're an ungrateful son. That we're monsters. That she's calling the Bar Association. Standard panic response when people realize they're screwed. What happens now? Now comes discovery. We ask them questions under oath. Request documents. Make them prove their claims. It's going to get ugly, Ryan. Good. That's what I want. That evening, my phone exploded. 17 missed calls. 12 from Mom. 3 from Dad. 2 from Tyler. I listened to one voicemail from my mother, and it was exactly what I expected. Crying, hysterical, how could you do this to us? We're your parents. You're countersuing us? This is elder abuse, Ryan. Elder abuse. Elder abuse. They were 58 years old. They sued me first. They started this war. And now they were playing victim because I'd fought back. I deleted the rest of the voicemails without listening. Text from Tyler, you're disgusting. Hope you're happy destroying the family. I blocked his number. Text from Dad, this has gone too far. Drop the countersuit and we'll drop ours. Let's be adults about this. I replied, you sued me first. You wanted to take my house. You started this. I'm finishing it. He didn't respond. The next day, Marcus came over with beer and pizza. Dude, your family is losing their minds on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook anymore. Deleted it years ago. I know. That's why I'm showing you this. He pulled up his phone. My mother had posted a long, emotional statement. Heartbroken doesn't even begin to describe what we're feeling. We tried to help our youngest son understand family obligation, and he's responded by attacking us legally. We only wanted him to help his struggling brother. Instead, he's chosen money over family. Praying for his soul. 200 comments. Half supporting her. Half asking pointed questions. One comment from my Aunt Rachel, Patricia, didn't you pay for Tyler's college and businesses? What did Ryan get? My mom's response, Ryan was always independent. He didn't need help. That was his choice. Another comment from my Uncle Jim, so you're punishing him for being responsible? That doesn't make sense. Mom hadn't responded to that one. Marcus scrolled further. Tyler had posted too, my little brother is suing our parents because they asked him to help me out. I made some business mistakes, sure, but family is supposed to support each other. Instead, he's got lawyers attacking mom and dad. This is what greed does to people. The comments were more split. Some defending him. Some asking the questions he didn't want to answer. How much money did your parents give you for your businesses? Why should your brother give you his money? He earned it. Did he actually do anything wrong, or are you just mad he's successful? Tyler hadn't answered any of those. They're trying to control the narrative, Marcus said, reading over my shoulder. Let them. The truth will come out in court. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered cautiously. Ryan? It's Aunt Rachel. Hey. I saw your mom's Facebook post. Wanted to hear your side before I said anything else. I told her everything. The lawsuit. The insane claims. The 100,000 Tyler had burned through. The zero I'd ever asked for or received. She was quiet for a long moment. Ryan, I'm so sorry. I knew they favored Tyler growing up, but I didn't realize it was this extreme. Most people didn't see it. It was subtle when there were other people around. For what it's worth, I'm on your side. I told your mother that in the comments, and I'll tell anyone else who asks. You worked for everything you have. Thanks, Rachel. That means a lot. Do you need anything? Money for lawyers? A place to stay if this gets worse? No, I've got it covered. But I appreciate the offer. Okay. But if you do need something, call me. And Ryan? Don't back down. They need to learn this lesson. 3 weeks later, depositions started. Blackwell called me the night before to prep. Tomorrow we depose your parents. I'm going to ask very specific questions about money, favoritism, and their claims. It won't be comfortable to watch. Good. That's the point. Your job is to stay calm. Don't react. Don't interrupt. Just let me work. Got it. The deposition was at Blackwell's office. Conference room, long table, uncomfortable chairs, court reporter in the corner with her little machine. My parents arrived with their lawyer, some guy named Foster who looked uncomfortable from the moment he walked in. Mom wouldn't look at me. Just stared at the table like I wasn't there. Dad glared at me with pure hatred in his eyes. The court reporters swore them in. Blackwell started with my mother, and it took him exactly 20 minutes to dismantle her entire story. Mrs. Mitchell, how much money have you given Tyler for his business ventures? About $100,000. How much have you given Ryan? Silence. Mrs. Mitchell, how much money have you given Ryan for his business ventures? Nothing. $0? He never asked. Did Tyler ask? Well, yes, but, so Tyler asked and received $100,000. Ryan didn't ask and received $0. Is that accurate? Ryan was always self-sufficient. That's not what I asked. I asked if the amounts are accurate. Yes. How much did you spend on Tyler's college education? We co-signed loans for about $200,000. Plus living expenses, books, travel, maybe another $20,000. And for Ryan? He had a scholarship. So you spent $220,000 on Tyler's education and zero on Ryan's? Ryan had a full scholarship. He didn't need. The question is about what you spent, Mrs. Mitchell. $220,000 for Tyler, zero for Ryan. Correct? Her voice was barely a whisper. Yes. What specific actions did Ryan take to sabotage Tyler's businesses? Mom sat up straighter, finding her anger. He refused to help. Tyler reached out multiple times, and Ryan just ignored him. Is Ryan legally obligated to provide free business consulting to his brother? Family should help each other. That's not what I asked. Is there a legal obligation? No, but did Tyler ever offer to help Ryan with his business? Silence. Mrs. Mitchell, I need a verbal answer. Did Tyler ever offer assistance, advice, or support to Ryan? I don't know. You don't know, but you're certain Ryan sabotaged Tyler? Yes. Based on what evidence? Tyler told us. So you have no direct evidence. You're relying solely on Tyler's word? He's our son. Why would he lie? Blackwell pulled out a stack of documents. Bank statements. Receipts. Transaction records. He walked her through every single dollar they'd given Tyler. Made her confirm, on the record, that I'd received nothing. By the end, my mom was crying. Dad's deposition was shorter but more intense. Same questions. Same answers. More anger. More defensiveness. But the facts didn't change. $320,000 to Tyler. Zero to me. After they left, Blackwell leaned back in his chair with a satisfied smile. Well, that went extremely well. They looked miserable. Because they just admitted under oath that they gave your brother everything and you nothing. Their entire lawsuit claims you had unfair advantages. We just proved the opposite on the record. What happens now? Next week we depose Tyler. That'll be even more entertaining. Tyler's deposition was an absolute disaster for him. He showed up in an ill-fitting suit, already defensive before Blackwell asked the first question. You could see it in his body language, arms crossed, jaw clenched, that entitled anger radiating off him. Blackwell started with the food truck. Mr. Mitchell, walk me through why your food truck business failed. Tyler launched into this rehearsed speech about city regulations, permit requirements, an unfair system designed to crush small businesses. Did you research these requirements before purchasing the truck? I knew there would be some red tape to deal with. Did you obtain the necessary permits before operating? Yes or no? No, but did you have a business plan? Revenue projections? Cost analysis? I had a vision. I knew what I wanted to create. A vision isn't a business plan, Mr. Mitchell. Blackwell pulled out records showing 17 other food trucks operating successfully in the same area during the same time period. These trucks all navigated the same regulations you claim destroyed your business. Why did they succeed and you failed? Tyler's face turned red. They probably had more money to deal with the bureaucracy. You had $45,000 in startup capital. That's more than most food truck operators start with. Try again. I don't know. Maybe they got lucky. The crypto trading section was even worse. Tyler admitted he'd lost $30,000 in 6 weeks by following trends on Twitter and watching YouTube videos. These YouTube videos, were they from verified financial experts? They were experts. They had a lot of followers. How many followers? I don't know. Millions. Did you verify these people were actually successful traders, or did you just assume based on view counts? They had millions of views. That means they know what they're doing. Several people in the room, including the court reporter, tried not to laugh. Then came the consulting business. Tyler admitted he'd rented a $3,000 per month office with 0 clients. Spent $8,000 on branding with 0 revenue. Closed after 4 months. So you burned through $25,000 with no business plan, no clients, and no revenue. Is that accurate? I was building the foundation. You have to spend money to make money. But you made no money. You only spent it. Then Blackwell asked the question I'd been waiting for. Mr. Mitchell, you claim in this lawsuit that Ryan sabotaged your ventures. How specifically did he do that? He refused to help me. Did you explicitly ask him for help? Tyler hesitated. I mentioned my ideas to him. That's not what I asked. Did you explicitly ask for help? Yes or no? Not in those exact words. So Ryan sabotaged you by not volunteering help you never actually requested? Family should help without being asked. Interesting. Did you help Ryan with his business? Silence. Mr. Mitchell, the court reporter needs a verbal answer. What did you do to support Ryan's business? I encouraged him. How specifically? I don't remember exact conversations. Because there weren't any conversations, were there? You never helped. Never offered. Never even asked about his business. But you're suing him for not helping you. Tyler's face was completely red now. He had advantages I didn't have. Like what? He's smarter. He always got better grades. So you're suing your brother for being intelligent? No, he had it easier somehow. He worked 3 jobs through college while you partied at Cornell. He built a business while eating ramen for dinner. He renovated a house with his own hands. What part of that was easier? Tyler stood up, his chair scraping loudly. This is Foster, his lawyer, said quietly. Sit down, Tyler. Tyler sat, breathing hard, fists clenched. Blackwell closed his folder slowly. One last question, Mr. Mitchell. In your lawsuit, you claim Ryan's house should be transferred to you as restitution. Why do you believe you're entitled to a house you didn't earn, didn't pay for, and didn't build? Tyler looked directly at me for the first time, and the hatred in his eyes was pure and undiluted. Because it should have been mine. That's my life he's living. Everything he has should be mine. Why should it have been yours? Because I'm the oldest. I'm supposed to be the successful one. That's how it's supposed to work. Blackwell smiled. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. That's all I needed to hear. After Tyler stormed out, Blackwell turned to me. That was a gift. How so? He just admitted under oath that he believes he's entitled to your assets simply for being born first. No merit. No work. Just birth order. No judge in the country will side with that reasoning. 3 days later, their lawyer called Blackwell wanting to settle. Drop everything. Walk away. I said no. I wanted a trial. I wanted a judgment. I wanted consequences. And I was about to get them. For weeks felt like forever and no time at all. My parents tried everything to get me to settle. Mom left voicemails crying about how this was tearing the family apart. How could I do this to them? Didn't I care about anyone but myself? Dad sent emails about being reasonable, thinking of the family's reputation, not airing our dirty laundry in public. Tyler sent messages from new numbers I kept blocking, calling me every name you can imagine. Selfish. Greedy. Heartless. A traitor. I ignored all of it. Every single message. Every guilt trip. Every manipulation tactic they'd perfected over 21 years. Blackwell kept me updated on their lawyers' increasingly desperate attempts to negotiate. Foster called again. Third time this week. They're willing to drop the lawsuit completely and pay your legal fees. No. Ryan, that's $15,000 in fees. That's a significant win. I don't want their money. I want a judgment. I want it on the public record that they filed a frivolous lawsuit. I want consequences. You understand that means going to trial? Sitting in a courtroom with your parents while a judge decides? Yes. And I'm ready. Are you prepared for what that might do to whatever relationship is left? What relationship? They sued me. They tried to take my house. They publicly accused me of fraud and sabotage. There's nothing left to destroy. They already destroyed it. 2 days before trial, Marcus came over. He looked at me seriously, like he was about to say something I didn't want to hear. You sure about this, man? This is your family. Once you do this, there's no going back. They stopped being my family when they sued me for being successful. What if you win and they lose everything? Their savings, their reputation, their standing in the community? They should have thought about that before filing. No regrets? I thought about it. Really sat with the question. Searched myself for any guilt, any hesitation, any part of me that wanted to back down. The only thing I regret is not setting boundaries sooner. Letting them treat me like I was less important than Tyler for 21 years. This, I gestured at the legal documents spread across my table, this is just the final consequence of their choices. Not mine. Theirs. All right. Then I'll be there. Front row. Trial day arrived. I wore a suit I'd bought specifically for this moment. Navy blue, perfectly fitted, professional. I looked like someone who had their life together. Because I did. The courthouse was downtown. Old building with marble floors and that specific echo that makes everything feel more serious, more permanent. Like history being made with every footstep. Blackwell met me outside the courtroom. Ready? Yeah. I'm ready. Remember, stay calm. Let me do the talking. The judge will probably ask you some questions. Just answer honestly. Don't embellish. Don't get emotional. Just facts. Got it. And Ryan? We're going to win this. I've been practicing law for 20 years, and I've never been more certain of a case. We walked in. My parents were already there with Foster. Mom looked like she'd aged 5 years and 6 months. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair graying at the roots. She looked smaller somehow, diminished. Dad looked angry. That same bitter anger I'd seen my entire life whenever things didn't go his way. Tyler sat behind them, arms crossed, glaring at me with pure hatred. The judge entered. Judge Patricia Hernandez. 60-something, stern face, reputation for not tolerating nonsense. Blackwell had told me she was perfect for this case. All rise. We stood. Judge Hernandez entered, sat, and reviewed her notes silently for what felt like an eternity. Please be seated. We're here today for Mitchell versus Mitchell, case number 2024 CV 8847. Mr. Foster, your clients filed the original complaint. Please summarize your case for the court. Foster stood. He looked deeply uncomfortable. Like he knew he was about to defend the indefensible. Your Honor, the plaintiffs allege that the defendant, Ryan Mitchell, engaged in tortious interference and unjust enrichment by— Let me stop you there, Judge Hernandez interrupted, looking up from her notes. I've reviewed the depositions. The plaintiffs gave their older son Tyler over $300,000. They gave Ryan nothing. And now they're suing Ryan for being successful. Is that accurate? Foster shifted his weight. Your Honor, it's more nuanced than, is it? Because the depositions seem pretty clear. Plaintiffs spent $320,000 on Tyler. 0 on Ryan. Tyler failed 3 businesses. Ryan succeeded in his. Now they want Ryan to pay them $250,000. Where exactly is the nuance? Foster looked at his notes, looked at my parents, looked back at the judge. Your Honor, families have obligations to each other. The plaintiffs believe families have obligations. Courts enforce contracts and laws. Do you have a contract showing Ryan owed his brother anything? No, Your Honor. Do you have any evidence, any actual evidence, not speculation or hurt feelings, that Ryan sabotaged Tyler's businesses? Silence. I didn't think so. Mr. Blackwell, I assume you have a motion? Blackwell stood smoothly. Yes, Your Honor. We move to dismiss the plaintiff's complaint with prejudice and enter judgment on our counterclaim for abuse of process, malicious prosecution, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Tell me about the counterclaim. Your Honor, this lawsuit was filed in bad faith. The plaintiffs have 0 evidence supporting their claims. The depositions prove conclusively that they gave Tyler every advantage, financially, educationally, emotionally, and gave Ryan none. They're using the court system to punish Ryan for succeeding where Tyler failed. That's textbook abuse of process. Judge Hernandez looked at my parents directly. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, do you understand what's happening here? Mom stood up, tears already streaming. Your Honor, we just wanted, please sit down. I'm not asking what you wanted. I'm telling you what you did. Mom sat. You filed a frivolous lawsuit against your son because you're embarrassed that you invested $300,000 in Tyler and he failed, while Ryan succeeded with no help from you whatsoever. Dad started to speak. The judge held up her hand. I've read every page of the depositions. I've reviewed all the evidence. This case never should have been filed. Mr. Foster, you should have advised your clients more strongly against this action. Foster looked miserable. Your Honor, I did advise them, not strongly enough, apparently. She turned to her computer and typed something. The sound of the keys clicking echoed in the silent courtroom. Motion to dismiss is granted. The plaintiff's complaint is dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Judgment for the defendant on all counterclaims. She looked at Blackwell. What are we at for attorney's fees? $18,400, Your Honor. The plaintiffs are ordered to pay defendants attorney fees in the amount of $18,400. Additionally, I'm sanctioning the plaintiffs in the amount of $5,000 for filing a frivolous lawsuit. That's payable to the court, not to the defendant. My mother gasped audibly. Dad put his head in his hands. Furthermore, Judge Hernandez continued, her voice sharp and clear, I'm ordering that this judgment be entered into the public record with a notation that this was a frivolous suit filed in bad faith. Any future litigation by the plaintiffs against the defendant on these same claims will result in additional sanctions and possible contempt charges. She looked directly at my parents, and her expression softened slightly. Not with sympathy, but with something like pity. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, I understand you're disappointed in how your sons' lives turned out differently than you expected. But your disappointment is not Ryan's responsibility. You made choices about how to allocate your resources. Tyler made choices about how to use those resources. Ryan made different choices. Better choices. He succeeded. That's not a crime. That's not tortious interference. That's not fraud. That's life. But Your Honor, Mom tried. I'm not finished. You came into this court asking for $250,000 and a house your son earned himself. Instead, you're leaving with a $23,000 judgment against you and a public record showing you sued your son for succeeding. I sincerely hope it was worth it." She banged her gavel. The sound echoed like a gunshot. "We're adjourned." The courtroom was silent for a long moment. Then Tyler exploded. "This is bullshit. He sabotaged me. Everyone knows it. This judge is Mr. Mitchell," Judge Hernandez said, her voice ice cold. "I strongly suggest you leave this courtroom immediately before I hold you in contempt." Tyler stormed out, shoving past people in the gallery. My parents sat there, stunned into silence, staring at nothing. I stood up, adjusted my suit jacket, and walked out of that courtroom without looking back. Not once. Outside, Blackwell shook my hand firmly. "Congratulations." That was about as decisive as victories get. What happens now? Now they have 30 days to pay the judgment. If they don't, we can start collection proceedings. Liens, wage garnishment, the whole 9 yards. Will they pay? Probably. The alternative is much worse for them. He looked at me carefully. "But Ryan, understand that this is going to permanently destroy whatever relationship was left with them." It was already destroyed. This just made it official. Marcus was waiting in the hallway. He'd heard everything through the courtroom door. "Dude, I heard the judge through the door. She absolutely destroyed them." Yeah, she did." "How do you feel?" I thought about it for a moment, searching for the right word. "Free. I feel free." That evening, the social media fallout began exactly as I'd expected. Tyler posted on Facebook, "The justice system is a joke. My brother spent thousands on lawyers to destroy our family, and a corrupt judge sided with him because he has money. This is what America has become. Family means nothing. Money is everything." The comments were absolutely brutal. "Didn't you sue him first? Corrupt judge? She just didn't rule in your favor. Maybe get a job instead of blaming your brother for your failures. You got $320,000 and failed 3 times. That's on you, buddy." Tyler deleted the post within an hour. Mom posted next, "We lost in court today. Not because we were wrong, but because the system favors the wealthy and punishes those who try to teach values. We tried to teach our son about family obligation. Instead, he taught us that success corrupts. Praying for his soul." Aunt Rachel commented immediately, "Patricia, you sued him. You lost because you had no case. Maybe it's time for some self-reflection instead of playing victim on Facebook." Uncle Jim commented, "You spent $320,000 on Tyler and 0 on Ryan, then sued Ryan for succeeding with no help. What did you expect would happen?" Mom deleted the entire post. 3 days later, I got a call from Aunt Rachel with information I hadn't asked for but wasn't surprised to hear. "Ryan, I thought you should know, your parents are in serious financial trouble." "What kind of trouble?" "They refinanced the house twice over the years to fund Tyler's businesses. Between the mortgage, the judgment, and legal fees, they're looking at bankruptcy. They might lose the house." "That's not my problem, Rachel." "I know. I'm not asking you to help. I'm just warning you in case they try to guilt you. They've tried everything else. Thanks for the heads up." "How are you doing?" "Really? Honestly? Better than I've been in years. I have clarity now. I know exactly where I stand." "Good. You did the right thing. They needed to face real consequences. Maybe now they'll learn." A week after the judgment, someone knocked on my door. I opened it. Tyler stood there, and he looked terrible. Unshaven, wrinkled clothes, dark circles under his eyes like he hadn't slept in days. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please. Just 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, against every instinct telling me to slam the door, I let him in. He stood in my living room looking around at the house I'd renovated, the life I'd built. What do you want, Tyler? I need money. Mom and Dad are broke. They're going to lose the house. I'm living in my car. I need help. I almost laughed. The audacity was breathtaking. You're kidding. I'm serious. We're desperate. You need help? After everything? After you sued me, tried to take my house, called me every name imaginable, told everyone I sabotaged you? Now you want help? I was angry. I made mistakes. You made choices. Bad choices. Repeatedly. And now you're facing consequences. Welcome to adulthood, Tyler. So you're just going to let us lose everything? You lost everything on your own. 3 businesses, $100,000, your parents' retirement savings. That's all you. I didn't sabotage anything. You did it to yourself. Please. I'm your brother. No. You're someone I'm biologically related to who spent my entire life treating me like I was worthless. And now that I've succeeded despite all of you, you want me to bail you out? The answer is no. Get out of my house. Ryan, get out. He left. I closed the door, stood there for a minute, and felt nothing. No guilt. No regret. No second thoughts. Just peace. 2 months later, my parents filed for bankruptcy. Lost the house. Moved into a small 2-bedroom apartment. Tyler moved in with them. All 3 of them crammed into a space barely big enough for one. The family drama apparently exploded in group chats and phone calls I was no longer part of. Rachel kept me loosely updated, though I never asked. Some relatives blamed me. Called me heartless, cruel, said family should stick together no matter what. Others understood completely. Said my parents had made their bed and now had to lie in it. I didn't care either way. I was too busy building my actual life. My business hit $250,000 in revenue. I hired my first employee. Started planning expansion. Bought new equipment for my workshop. Finally finished renovating the guest bathroom. And I started dating someone. Emma. A girl I'd met at a business networking event. Smart, funny, building her own marketing agency from scratch. She understood the grind, the sacrifice, the vision. I told her about my family on our 3rd date, figuring if it was going to be a deal breaker, better to know early. Wait, they sued you? Your own parents? Yeah. Because I was successful and their favorite son wasn't. That's absolutely insane. Yeah. It was. Do you talk to them now? No. And I don't plan to. Good. She took my hand. That takes real strength. Or stubbornness. Sometimes they're the same thing. 6 months after the trial, I got a letter in the mail. Handwritten. My dad's handwriting. I almost threw it away unopened, but curiosity got the better of me. Ryan, I don't expect you to respond to this. I don't even know if you'll read it. But I needed to write it anyway. Your mother and I were wrong about everything. About how we treated you and Tyler differently. About the lawsuit. About thinking we could force you to fix our mistakes. We spent 21 years telling you that you didn't need help because you were self-sufficient. What we were really saying was that we were too tired, too drained, to help both of you. Tyler demanded more attention, more help, more everything. And we gave it to him because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. That was our failure, not yours. You built something incredible entirely on your own. And instead of being proud, we resented you for it. We saw your success as a judgment on our failures with Tyler. That was our insecurity, not your fault. I'm sorry. Your mother's sorry. It's too late, I know that. But I wanted you to know that we finally understand what we did to you. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect anything. I just wanted you to know that you were right about all of it. Dad. I read it twice. Then I put it in a drawer. Didn't respond. Maybe someday I'd be ready to have that conversation. Maybe someday the wound would heal enough that I could extend grace without it feeling like giving up my boundaries. But not today. Not yet. Today, I had a business to run, a life to build, a future that was entirely my own. And that was enough. 2 years after the trial, I was in a coffee shop reviewing quarterly reports when Tyler walked in. I saw him before he saw me. He looked completely different. Thinner. Tired. Wearing a retail store uniform with a name tag. Hair cut short and practical, none of that styled look he used to spend an hour on every morning. He ordered coffee, turned around, and froze when he saw me. For a long moment, neither of us moved. Then he walked over slowly, carefully. Ryan. Can I sit? Just for a minute? I gestured to the chair. He sat down like he expected me to change my mind any second. I'm not here for money, he said immediately. I just saw you and thought maybe I should finally say what I should have said 2 years ago. I waited. I'm sorry. For everything. The lawsuit, the entitlement, the jealousy, all of it. I destroyed my own life, Ryan. You didn't do it. I did. He looked genuinely broken. Different from the Tyler who'd screamed that my house should be his. I've been in therapy for 18 months. Real therapy where you face what you did wrong instead of blaming everyone else. And I did everything wrong. I spent 25 years thinking the world owed me success because I was oldest, because mom and dad believed in me. But belief isn't work. I wanted results without effort. The lawsuit was rock bottom. I actually convinced myself you'd stolen my life. That's how delusional I was. But when you lose everything, when you're living in your car at 27, working retail, reality becomes impossible to ignore. Where are you now? Assistant manager at the store. Paying mom and dad back $50 a month for what they spent on me. Taking night classes in actual business fundamentals. It'll take years. Maybe decades. But I'm doing it right this time. I studied him. This wasn't manipulation. This was someone who'd been completely broken and was trying to rebuild from pieces. I appreciate the apology. I do. But I don't know if I can have you in my life again. Maybe someday. Not now. I understand. That's more than fair. He stood and extended his hand. I shook it. Take care of yourself, Ryan. You too, Tyler. 6 months later, Emma and I got engaged. Small proposal, just us at the house I'd renovated. She said yes. We planned a small wedding. Her family, our friends, Aunt Rachel and Uncle Jim. No one else from my side. A month before the wedding, Dad called. I heard about the wedding. Congratulations. Thanks. I know we're not invited. I understand why. But I wanted you to know we're happy for you. I appreciate that. 6 months after the wedding, Emma told me she was pregnant. I waited a week before calling Dad. Emma and I are having a baby. Silence. Then his voice, thick with emotion, that's wonderful. Congratulations. When the baby comes, maybe you can visit. Meet your grandchild. His voice broke. I'd like that very much. We'll figure it out. Our daughter Sarah was born 9 months later. My parents came to the hospital quietly, respectfully, bringing a small gift. Tyler came separately with a children's book. Congratulations, man. She's beautiful. Thanks. It wasn't reconciliation. Not yet. Not fully. But it was progress. Small, earned, careful progress. A year after Sarah was born, we had our first family dinner. My house. My terms. Emma, Sarah, and me at the center. Mom, Dad, and Tyler at the edges, respectful, grateful to be included at all. It was awkward. Uncomfortable silences. Moments where old resentments almost surfaced. But it was a start. After they left, Emma and I cleaned up together. How do you feel? Okay. It was okay. Think you'll do it again? Maybe. In small doses. On my terms. When I'm ready. Later that night, I stood in Sarah's nursery watching her sleep. My daughter, growing up in a house where she'd be seen, valued, celebrated for who she is. Not compared to a golden child sibling. Not made to feel less than. Not told she doesn't need support because she's self-sufficient. And I realized something profound. The best revenge wasn't destroying them. It was building a life so good that their validation didn't matter anymore. And then, when I was ready, when they'd truly earned it, letting them back in. Not because I needed them, but because I chose to. That was power. That was peace. That was real success. Breaking the cycle. Building something better. Knowing your worth. Setting boundaries. Demanding respect. Those aren't acts of cruelty. They're acts of self-love. And sometimes the most important thing you can do is stand up for yourself when no one else will. Even if it means standing alone. Even if it means going to war with the people who were supposed to protect you. Because you deserve better. You deserve to be celebrated, not diminished. You deserve to build the life you've earned. And you never, ever have to apologize for refusing to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. That's the lesson. That's the truth. And that's how this story ends, not with revenge, but with freedom. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to choose between family loyalty and self-respect? Have you ever been the scapegoat while someone else was the golden child? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about it. Because I guarantee you're not alone. And if this story resonated with you, if you felt every word in your bones, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe because we're just getting started with stories that matter. Stories about standing up. Fighting back. And finally living the life you deserve. Thanks for watching. And remember, you don't owe anyone your success. You earned it. Now own it.